What's going on, my able body bros? It's me, Born to Adapt here, bringing you a free-for-all gameplay on the map Hydro using an iron sight ballista. And before we start off, I'm just going to tell you guys that this is not my best gameplay. This was my first game on in a while. I hadn't played Call of Duty in a couple weeks. I had just moved out of my parents' house. And I was playing mostly Grand Theft Auto before we got internet in our new place. So, my shot was off and stuff. But other than that, this gameplay is, decent. Back to the normal commentary. My gamertag, people ask a lot of questions about it. Like, what does it mean? Why Born to Adapt? What does that even mean? And so, what it's about is, I use a wheelchair. I was born with a muscle disease called arthrogryposis, and what that means basically is that I was born without a lot of muscles that most people have. Like I can't lift my arms above my head and things like that. I can't walk, obviously, because I use a wheelchair. My hands, they do not look normal at all. The best way to describe it is, well, people in Modern Warfare 2 a long time ago, they were asking me, like, do you play Claw? And I was like, no, I don't play Claw, I play Flipper. And, they were asking me, like, well, what does that even mean, hit marker? And they were asking me what, that's all about. And I was like, yeah, if I tried to explain it to you, you wouldn't believe me, you wouldn't understand, and things like that. And they're like, oh, no, I'll believe you, I promise. So I'm like, all right, well, here it goes. So I say, well, I hit ABXY with my middle finger knuckle. I hit the left trigger with my pointer finger. I hit left bumper with my left palm. And then I use right bumper and right trigger with my right pointer finger. And they're like, how does that even work? No, there's no way. And I'm like, well, yes, there is a way. And I do it. So, yeah. And, they're like, no pics, no proof and stuff. And I'm like, well, I don't have pics. And so, I bet you guys are saying the same thing. No pics, no proof, all that kind of stuff. Well, I'm going to be bringing you, hopefully, picture-in-picture of me, my hands in one camera, and then, the gameplay on the main screen. And we'll hopefully having that working pretty soon. I don't have the equipment for it right now. You know how it goes. I don't have enough money for it right now. I could either buy a new computer right now, or I could save up for the Xbox One, which is most likely what I'm going to do. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But, I figured I'd tell you guys, my first Call of Duty game was Modern Warfare 2. And, when I first got it, I didn't have Xbox Live. I was, only playing Halo before that game, just with my brother and some friends around the neighborhood. We always used to have, like, neighborhood tournaments, like with a bunch of little kids around the neighborhood. And, we were all friends and whatnot, but it was a friendly competition. And what happened was I grew up playing Halo from Halo 1 all the way through, like, I think it was Halo 3 was the last one I played before I got Xbox Live. And it's kind of a funny story behind that whole Xbox Live thing. My high school had a game night one night, and you could bring any games you wanted. And I was like, well, can I bring my Xbox? And they're like, well, if you bring the Xbox and the TV, we don't have a problem with it. So I was like, well, crap, I'm down. I'm bringing my Xbox. So, I brought my Xbox, and then the next thing I know, everybody's swarming around me. Like, oh my gosh, you play Xbox? That's so cool. I'm like, yeah. They're like, how do you even play? Your hands are all fucked up. And I'm like, well, yeah, they are. That's true. Thanks for bringing it up. And, I always make fun of myself. I don't know if it's like a coping system or whatever you want to call it, but I always make fun of myself. Like, if everybody's like, oh man, my feet hurt so bad, I've been walking too much today. I'm like, well, oh yeah, well, it's too bad for you. I feel sorry for you. Then they feel terrible and stuff, and I just laugh at them. And, I get the little enjoyments out of it, how it goes. You gotta make it work somehow. I get killed right here. That was just terrible. Anyway, we had that game night. I was playing Call of Duty with my friends. I'd never played with that many people at once before. I think there was like 4 of us in the same game. Because my brother, he didn't like Call of Duty. He still played Halo, and he still does to this day. Actually, he's into Minecraft now, which, that's his choice. But anyway, so we were playing all on the same console. It was 4 players. And, we ended up doing just knives only and stuff like that because, we We didn't have any of this quick scope and stuff. We didn't know what that was all about. And then they were encouraging me. They're like, hey, what's your gamer tag? Let's play online. I'm like, what is this magical online? What does that even mean? Like, I had internet on my computer, but I'd never played online games before. And so I was new to this whole idea of playing online. And so the next day I get online. I'm like, well, let's get Xbox Live Gold. And I was back in the old days when you had to like get those little antennas to stick on the back of your Xbox and stuff. And so that thing cost like $100, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is expensive. Oh, herpin' derpin' right there, by the way, in that gameplay. But I ended up getting a kill, so that makes it all better. But next day I get Xbox Live. I get on my first match on Modern Warfare 2. I use the default FAMAS class, and I go like 1 in 30 something. I'm just like, I got a kill. I'm a freaking pro. And I ended up noob tubing someone, and I didn't even know that was like, frowned upon back then. I was like, I'm so freaking good at this game. Oh my god, and stuff. And I was all pumped up, and that's a really good memory. But I started learning how to quickscope back then, and that's how that started. And then look at where I am today. So you never know what can happen, folks. So yep, I'm signing off and rolling out. See you guys later.